I've got the spores, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.
We're in the middle of June. We all know what that means. The Tour de France is getting closer and closer. After an eventful Dauphiné, some Tour participants wanted to test their legs as well, this time in the Swiss mountains. Who's ready for the biggest Grand Tour of the season? Who has upped their game to be ready for Le Grand Départ within 2 weeks? A lot to talk about in this Tour de Suisse review. I'm here once again, just like last week, joined by Ethan. How are you?
Yeah, very good. It's been a very fun week, hasn't it? A lot of sporting action. We've had a lot of cycling, obviously with three races, I think, and then the Euros as well. So it's been great fun. Just like massive marathons, sitting down, going, yeah, the life.
One question about the Euros: who's gonna win it?
I'm not cursing it. I'm not saying England.
Are you bringing it home? Are you bringing
I'm
it
not
home
saying
this
it.
time?
I'm not saying it because we'll lose on penalties as usual. It's the same stuff every time, isn't it? But in the Netherlands today, the Netherlands was a good game. Belgium, a lot of our viewers obviously on Belgium. I don't know about Belgium, to be fair.
Well, their defense is crap,
There's
but
a bunch of 40-year-olds. And like, what?
all right, let's dive into cycling action and forget about football.
Yes.
Let's start with Tour de Suisse, of course. The GC podium. Adam Yates won it. After all, right in front of his own teammate João Almeida, and in third, Mattias Skjelmose, who was able to take that final podium spot in the mountain time trial earlier today. He caught Bernal at the exactly right moment. But let's dive into the form of Adam Yates first. We saw an interview from Pogacar a couple of weeks ago saying Yates is going to be the right-hand man for Tadej. Is he ready?
100% ready, I think, especially after that performance we've seen today as well. And Almeida as well is ready as well, which is the weapons. It's like weapons of mass destruction, isn't it?
This might not be popular, but Almeida was stronger than Yates in this Tour de Suisse.
What would the gap have been if Almeida won the stage yesterday?
It's right now it was 22 seconds. So if he has won it, it would be less than 20 seconds. And if you see the amount of time Almeida was pushing it at the front, it was incredible. I remember that stage where he did it practically from the bottom, and just the full peloton was gone, and then he was able to drop Bernal and Mas, was it in that stage, Joao?
Yeah.
So he's in a stellar form.
It's crazy. I just don't understand. We've seen last year where he used to do his drop back thing, where he'd drop back and then pace himself back and then keep going and going and going. It's like playing. I actually like playing Pro Cycling Manager. That's what I compare it to on a mountain stage. He just paces himself to his own tempo.
Yeah, he's so extraordinary, so dangerous. Just put him in the front, let him do his power output that he's able to, and that pace that he can climb is incredible. And to have that as a domestique, because we have to be honest, Almeida in every other team is team leader or co-leader for the Tour de France. So to have that besides an Adam Yates and a Juan Ayuso, who's I have no words for it, for the team strength from UAE.
It's indescribable, isn't it, really?
And then to have a leader like Tadej. Yeah, but it's important for Yates that he takes this overall win, because you never know what's going to happen with Pogacar in the Tour. There can always be a crash or an abandon. And then it's going to be a big battle for who's second in the pecking order within UAE. Like Yates can mention now, I've won Tour de Suisse. Ayuso had a troubled preparation race into Dauphiné. Almeida, he'll say I domestique for Yates, but I might have been stronger than him in Swiss. So remove Tadej out of our heads, who is second in line for UAE in the Tour?
So I'd say. I think Dieter's like got in my head there and said it, but I definitely think I use so.
I was gonna mention it. Is Dieter right in front of me, or is it Ethan right in front of me?
Because I mean, you could randomly pick, couldn't you? Really, just let it play rock paper scissors.
Yeah, it's insane. The final podium spot, a little guy from Lidl-Trek, Mattias Skjelmose. He was able to finish on the last podium spot after one off day on Friday, if I recall correctly. What does that say that he had that off day? Is it a problem for the Tour de France, or you have to be on top level for 3 weeks, or is Skjelmose going to the Tour as stage hunter?
Let's be honest. Does he get a top 5? I don't think so, really. So I've been looking at it like this: if you can't get a top 5, you should always go stage hunting. Really, top 10.
Yeah.
Do you want a top 10?
I don't know. He's still young. To be clear, he isn't confirmed yet to start the Tour de France. Lidl-Trek didn't publish a squad yet, so we don't know. He's not on the provisional list as well as of yet. But still, does he want to go for top 10?
No
I don't
chance.
know.
You'd rather go for a stage win or something like that rather than going for top 10, I think.
Yeah, and he has Theo Gegenhardt next to him as well. He had a trouble Dauphiné as well, but that's probably the main leader for the team. They brought him into the team to be a GC leader. But with Skjelmose, Skjelmose is a wonderful stage hunter for me. He's explosive. He can climb extremely well.
And if he picks the right stage for his profile, then especially with some of those stages around stage 12, like around there after that, all those stages are perfect for him, I think. And even stage 1 as well. Stage 1 is very, very like a punchy kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's was an up and down Tour de Suisse for Lidl-Trek. The up was, of course, the stage win from Thibau Nys. Incredible sprint. The guy has panache, punch, like, in the order of Van der Poel and Van Aert. Yes, I mentioned it, but he's so strong and his acceleration is incredible.
No, the only way is up for him is a tremendous talent. And if he goes to the Vuelta, then I think he'd flipping wipe the floor with some of those finishes, in my opinion.
There are a lot of stages that are perfect in the Vuelta for him. Is he going to the Vuelta? Because I've seen an interview and I've posted it on X with his father, Sven Nys, that they were doubting if he would go to the Vuelta because he would have a lot of race days at the end of the season, maybe too much for his young age. So they might do another end of the season schedule. But in my opinion, he should go for the Grand Tour debut. He should go for it.
It definitely, because if the parkour suits him, then he definitely should go, because it's like a tremendous opportunity for him as well to really showcase himself again.
How do you see his future? Do you see him as a punchy classic rider, like competing with Van der Poel, Van Aert on the Belgian cobbles, or more the hillier classics like Flèche Wallonne, Liège-Bastogne-Liège? How do you see his future?
That's the good point, isn't it? He can pick and choose, I think.
Yeah.
He can definitely pick and choose.
A lot of difficult questions.
It's hard to think, isn't it, really? I don't know what the viewers would say, but sure would say type like Van der Poel?
Yeah, but I'm asking you because Sven Nys, his father, mentioned it, and they are gonna experiment next year in the hilly classics. So Flèche Wallonne and Liège, they're gonna try and see how it goes there. But he has the cyclocross background, the cross background as well. as a Pidcock has, but Pidcock goes to the hilly classics then, and then you have a Van der Poel and a Van Aert who goes to the Flemish cobbles. So it's interesting to see the difference within the cyclocross guys. We have there are two ways in there as well. Of course, we have
But-
Tim Melier sprinter. That's
There's all pathways they're going to take. It's just crazy.
yeah. The downside of Lidl-Trek for me was Bauke Mollema. Unfortunately, he had to withdraw the race. He's always there in a Grand Tour. He always shows himself in the breaks. He has the experience.
Mhm.
So to drop out of Tour de Suisse, the final preparation race towards the Tour, I don't think it's good for the confidence. And I don't know the reason why he dropped out. If I recall correctly, he was sick. But yeah, it's not ideal 2 weeks before the Tour.
You don't want to get 2 weeks before the tour as well. Literally everything is like booked in, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
So that just completely messes up your preparation.
because we had two teammates on the podium. I added the fourth in the general classification as well in our GC review. Why? Because I'm in love with Egan Bernal. The guy, his story, the life story he has is exceptional. It's a bit similar to Fabio Jakobsen, of course, but it's phenomenal what he's achieving. Sadly, he missed out on the final podium spot in the mountain time trial, but still, he is growing towards his best ever form. Maybe he's already in his best ever form, but the competition is strong.
Yeah, that's what I think. I definitely believe that. And I think many of us have agreed on that point, haven't we, as well?
Yeah.
That he's at his best level, but the competition just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
Will he be able to fight for an overall win in a Grand Tour in the future?
Yes, I'd say yeah. I'd say like a Vuelta or Giro, depending on who goes there as well.
Yeah, my heart says yes as well, but my mind is doubting, but purely because the time trial capabilities.
Yeah, if you think about it, yeah, you have a Vuelta, yeah. Vingegaard is supposedly not going to go, isn't he, due to like family stuff.
Yeah.
Pogacar, if is he gonna go? Bernal, who's gonna go then to the Vuelta? Can Bernal compete with that? Who has potentially going to the Vuelta?
Oh,
So
imagine him picking that red jersey at the end. That would be.
it's like Netflix should 100% pick that up or something like that. That would be a very nice story. Well, it is a nice story.
Next to Bernal, we had Tom Pidcock finishing sixth. I've seen Tour de France Unchained last week, where we saw the drama between the internal fight between Carlos Rodriguez and Tom Pidcock. Pidcock was a bit of a douche, let's be honest. The team decided to work for Carlos Rodriguez, and yeah, Pidcock decided not to, and he didn't wait in that stage that Carlos Rodriguez lost a bit of time. What's Pidcock gonna do in the upcoming Tour de France? If it's not going as he wants, because I'm a non-believer in GC Pidcock. I don't believe he's able to compete for a GC and a Grand Tour. You can.
I ain't got the absolute clue. I don't know what. He's the biggest enigma ever. And for example, we seen on the stage yesterday, INEOS pacing all day, chasing the break. For what reason? Like,
But Egan Bernal?
No, but it was for Pidcock. It actually was for Pidcock at one point. Like, what? I don't know, but Pidcock, will he ever win the Tour de France? No. Or podium? No. I'll be straightly honest and say no. But then him and when he was lone wolf in the Tour de France, it's kind of a British way, I'd say. I think.
Yeah, but why isn't he just going rogue and stage hunting as a madman? He has the perfect profile for it. He's explosive as hell. He can just go for it. It's fun because I have the feeling Pidcock is a guy who's bored pretty fast. That proves that he's on the mountain bike as well, that he's a bit of cyclocross. He's doing everything because he's bored. So why not stage hunt and wait in the GC group and then try not to drop for 3 weeks? No, he has to use his capabilities as they are. And in my opinion, it's more stage hunting and attacking than sticking to a GC group and dropping.
I believe personally, does he have a chance in stage one? Poof. I'm telling there's a nice descent, like could he just flip
Yeah,
and send it off?
yeah.
Can he be in the yellow jersey on stage one? I don't know, but I know he will be in the yellow jersey, and I'm not going to say it. It's too easy. Pogacar,
Before we before
easy.
we enter GC review and go over to the stage winners, an honorable mention for Matthew Riccitello, the young guy from Israel Premier Tech, was able to get in fifth on the final podium in Tour de Suisse. The guy is pretty young as well. He's an upcoming talent, 22 years old. He's not riding Tour de France. He's going to CBU Cycling Tour. Okay.
Huh.
Israel Premier Tech.
Yeah.
I think he had to leave his place for Chris Froome. Never mind. So Riccitello, strong performance by the guy. He showed in the mountain stages that he's a stellar climber.
Yeah, my friend is a big fan of him as well, which is nice to see. But yeah, if he was him, would you be pissed off that Chris Froome is going to the Tour de France?
If Riccitello is the first reserve on the list, I would be, yeah.
Yeah, because would he be the first reserve, you think?
I don't know. I haven't seen, but if he's the first reserve, then I think all our listeners know or my idea about Froome. He has to call it a day and hop in the DS car. I said it last week. I think.
It's like the Jamie Carragher thing on Monday Night Football. I don't know if you've ever seen it before.
Yeah,
Quit the cycling before the cycling gets you. That's the good thing. But yeah, like the future for Riccitello is promising, isn't it? Really, I think as well. His climbing ability is flipping insane. And I want to also give a special mention to Lenny Martinez today as well. Lenny Martinez was putting a super impressive performance, and if he can get that right for the Tour de France in the future.
Yeah, completely agree. Then we hop over to the stage winners. First stage winner after 2 years, if I recall correctly, Yves Lampaert was able to win a professional bike race again. Phenomenal to see, and I think we all are happy that Yves Lampaert, certainly the Belgians, that he was able to grab another stage win right in front of Stefan Bissiger and Ethan Hayter. Ethan Hayter, third. A lot of talks about him in our groups chat. Up to you. He's a Brit, so what's your opinion and thoughts about Ethan Hayter?
I mean, I think he gets a lot of unfair, what do you call it? Unfair reputation, I think, as well. A lot of unnecessary hate, and that's a quotation marks to one person in particular. But yeah, his domestic duties in this Tour de Suisse was also very nice to see. He did some tremendous turns on the mountains yesterday. Should he be winning more time trials and prologues, for example, like this, to 4.9 kilometer effort? The competition is tough, so oof.
Yves Lampaert, I don't know if he's going to the Tour de France. I guess so. Yes, he's going to the Tour de France most likely. It was in general a preparation race for Evenepoel's Domestiques in this Tour de Suisse. They were pretty anonymous in this race. Vervaeke, Le Cerf isn't going to the Tour if I recall correctly. So, yeah, are they ready? Or is the team around Remco Evenepoel ready for the Tour de France to aid their leader?
Yes, I think so, but it's about Remco as well, I think, as well. because his fitness doesn't have to be there in the first week, I think.
No, it's
I
a
think
hard
he can,
open. Yeah.
it's a hard if he gets past those stages, then he's chill, I think, until mid-second week.
Yeah, I have to agree. So yeah, pretty anonymous performance from the team Soudal Quickstep overall, except the Lampaard stage win. Then we move over to the second stage towards Regensdorf. Brian Cocard was able to grab the stage win after an unfortunate mechanical problem for Arnaud Delis, because I'm sure he would have won that stage with utter ease if his chain didn't drop for 3 or 4 seconds. But still, Cofidis, last year they had more than decent Tour de France with the stage win from Victor Lafay in the opening weekend, if I recall correctly. Can they redo it? Can they do it again in this year's tour?
We
I
had
know that's a difficult question.
We had the Bram curse where he said Cofidis, they're just going to be anonymous, something like that, along the thing of the Giro. I'm not going to say that because it always backfires. Can Cocard do anything in the Tour? I mean, who knows with what happens in
Cocard
the
for the
Tour?
green jersey. Can it be a goal for him?
Put the house on it, I think. He's not going to move. But Izagirre crashed hard, didn't he, for Cofidis, I think, as well.
Yeah.
It looked nasty. It was with Lampard as well, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And then the bikes were mangled together. It was very strange.
Yeah. And then we have Hirada as well, who was anonymous as well in this Tour de Suisse, but he's one of the better stage hunters within the Cofidis squad. But it was probably just an 8 stages training camp for Hirada, because if I recall correctly, I haven't seen him at the front of the race.
There was, I'd probably say maybe every riders apart from 10 were anonymous in the race.
Yeah. Stage 3, we already talked about Thibau Nys, so let's skip that. One little side note, in second, Stephen Williams. In third, Alberto Bettiol. Bettiol showed he was in an exceptional shape, but sadly he crashed pretty hard on his own. He was all bruised up and wounded. He withdrew the race as well. But he will be...
Carapaz as well, wasn't it? As well,
yeah.
Crashed with them, yeah.
Yeah,
I think he fractured it. I think he fractured his hand. No, Quintana as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. Then we move over to stage 4. Maybe one of the most emotional victories in this year's Tour de Suisse for multiple reasons. First of all, who won? It was Torstein Traeen from Bahrain Victorious, former UNOX rider. He beat cancer 2 years or 3 years ago, and he fought his way back in pro cycling. Now he was able to win a stage in one of the most beautiful 1 week stage races of the year, on the Gotthard Pass. Beautiful to see, and I think we all are happy that he was able to grab that win.
There was not many people, I think, in pro cycling who deserved that win more than him, in my opinion. He's a very nice guy. You can see he's a very nice guy in the peloton, always smiling and things like that. He's been through a lot of challenges in life. So yeah, a deserved winner. It's for him and Bahrain Victorious after everything they've been through.
Yeah, he dedicated the stage win to Gino Mäder as well. The mother from Mäder was at the finish during that stage, so it was emotional. And he said in the post-race interview that they all are riding for Gino every single stage. So it was lovely to see, and a very strong performance from the young lad. He's still very young.
Yeah, he's still very young. A tremendous talent from Norway, isn't he, as well? And if he carries that, I don't know if he's going to the Tour de France, but yeah, if he went there, then potential.
Yeah. Within the Bahrain squad, there was also Wout Poels, who was anonymous as well. Is a trending word in this episode.
I don't remember ever seeing him on the camera, in honest, generally.
He was in the race. He finished 16th in the final
It's
stage
crazy.
and 13th in the general classification. So he was pretty mad that he wasn't selected for the Giro because he could have won the triple there. He's probably going to the Tour, but yeah, his form doesn't seem that good. Although he finished 11th in stage 7. But besides that, I think with the capabilities a Pools has and already showed previous years that I expected more from him.
Yeah, I expected more from him as well. And if you want to try and prove a point, you have to, like, for missing out on the Giro, you have to go and show that you can do something, really. But
and then the next 4 stage winners are pretty boring. It's first Adam Yates in stage 4. Stage 5. In stage 6, it's João Almeida. In 7, it's again Adam Yates. And in 8, to finish it off, it's João Almeida again. We already talked about UAE. I don't know if you want to add anything more to that.
this is literally a super team, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's a super team. And I feel sorry for Visma Leasebike because the tactics that UAE Team Emirates are going to play in the Tour are going to be is potentially they can do anything, can't they?
Yeah, they can do everything. They can let a teammate have the yellow jersey and then Visma has to do something and then Pogacar can just ride defensively on the wheel of Vingegaard. But yeah, a lot can happen in a Grand Tour. We all know how nervous the opening weekend, the opening week, and the 3 weeks in general are. So crashes, etc. Can always happen, will happen. We all know it will happen at some point. But yeah, before we end Tour de Suisse review, maybe a mention to Kian Uitenbroeks as well, who was pretty mediocre for me. He finished 8th in general.
Another anonymous person, I think, really, as well.
Like he had to leave the Giro due to a lung infection. Then he came back to racing in Tour de Suisse, but the parcours was made for him. He said it in pre-race interviews in the early stages as well, that he was looking forward to the 4 mountain stages at the end of Tour de Suisse. So yeah, I expected more from him. His teammate Kelderman, in comparison, was in a good shape. We all know Kelderman. Kelderman isn't the guy who's winning a lot of races. He's winning none, but he's always on a more than decent level. And then it was nice to see Oscar Only back as well after his a lot of misfortune the last couple of months.
Oscar Only is one for me who is I really like him. Really like him.
Yeah, me too. Anything you want to add about Tour de Suisse before we move over to some other racing?
I'd say it's pretty boring other than that, really. I don't know. Would you agree? It was pretty boring.
I agree. All right, then it's your time to shine. There was a certain stage race in the Baloise Belgium Tour as well. I'm gonna mention the GC 123 first of all. Søren Werenskjold won it from UNOX Mobility in front of Mattias Skjelmose from Lidl-Trek and Alex Aramburu. I haven't seen a lot of this race, so Ethan, take us through the stages and how did Werenskjold win the general classification?
Well, Werenskjold has basically won the time trial by bonus second. He won the time trial obviously by a few seconds, and then he picked up some very important bonus seconds as well, which made him win over Vashek. Very close. I actually still have not seen what the gap is when I was watching it. The gap must be like maybe a second or 2 seconds, because Vasek in today's 4 seconds. Vasek was, I think, finished fourth, didn't he, on today's stage?
Yeah.
If he got those bonus seconds, it would have been very close. But we had Tim Merlier walking his dog, Philipsen, dominating Philipsen, stage 2. That was the uphill sprint kind of thing. It's like on a ramp, isn't it? That finish I thought was very
it's
strange. In Nocker Heist,
yeah,
something like that.
it's always an interesting finish there. It's always you have to time it perfectly as a sprinter, because that uphill drag, it's surprising if you don't know it properly. I
Yeah,
want
and then
to maybe talk about the stage 4, the Queen stage in Derby. The performance there from Werenskjold was unseen for me. The guy is, how much kilos does he? Is he 90? A bit less maybe.
something around there.
To do that in a stage there, multiple ascents of the Mur de Derby, for me that was something we haven't seen before from him.
Abrahamson as well did a terrific job in the breakaway in that stage as well, and also working for Warenschild. The entire team throughout the race defending the general classification jersey did tremendous job, especially today.
I don't know if you have seen the post-race interview from Werenskjold after stage 4 in Derby, but the guy was knackered. He was
Yeah,
dead. He was just gone.
there's like the parkour of that is perfectly designed, I think, as well. It's a beautiful parkour, just like with no rest, just go full
Yeah.
gas, full gas, full gas.
He was coughing and stuff like, oh, that would have hurt so much. But a very strong performance in the stage from Jasper Philipsen as well. He finished third in a stage like that. That shows he's ready for another attempt for the green jersey in Nice.
He'll win it, but I was not my particular favorite, I'll be honest.
After Unchained or before Unchained already?
Before Unchained, because I didn't like him before, and because I think he is dirty, let's be honest, and that's the only thing I don't really like about him. And I think he has a bit of arrogance, but the arrogance for a good sprinter, you need the arrogance, don't you?
Yeah, Cavendish
Yeah.
was a bit of the same. He was arrogant as well. He wasn't that loved by some fans, but yeah, I think Philipsen is main favorite for the green jersey, and he showed it in this Baloise Belgian Tour. He's ready, but Merlier showed he's able to beat Philipsen on top speed as well in sprints. And Merlier isn't going to the Tour, but still, I think Merlier gained a lot of confidence that he was able to beat Philipsen twice.
Yeah, and it gives him confidence as well for the national championships as well, which is obviously this forthcoming week.
Well, to talk about that national championship, that parcours is rough. It's
But I think Merlier could do it.
I don't know. Hannes reckoned it 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, and it's with the cobbled section Paddestraat and Lippenhovenstraat. So that are two cobbled sections right after each other. That's like almost 4 kilometers of cobbles. So that should suit Merlier. But then that hilly stuff in there, it's like the light version of the Derby stage in the Baloise Belgium Tour. So
who do you think is the favorite for that?
Remco Evenepoel.
I mean, I'm doing the live on that, I think, as well, which is going to be great to watch.
Yeah, we're on the road that day, so I will give you some roadside footage.
It's going to be cool. As well, the Belgium Tour though was actually a very good race, and I enjoyed it from start to finish, I think, as well. Because like the GC is just separated by basically it's a millimeter, isn't it, all the time?
Yeah.
One mistake and you're out. So yeah, and Koy as well. Koy crashed today in the finale of stage 5. He crashed, with his one of the Van Dijk twins right near the ending.
once again, bad luck for Visma because I think Kooi was on the provisional list or the reserve list for the Tour de France. And I saw an interview with Kooi that he said it's possible that he'll go to the Tour, but this crash once again, Visma, no luck.
It didn't look that bad, but like he was being checked out by the medic.
Yeah, still hitting the deck isn't.
It takes its toll, doesn't it?
Anything more you want to add about the Baloise Belgian Tour, my friend?
There's UNIX winning the general classification now.
Who's a better team, UNIX or Lotto?
UNIX, yep, was locked to win this race.
Lotto was in this race, yeah.
Was there? Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Seehart finished 9th in the general classification.
Come on.
All right, to finish off this episode, let's take a quick look at the Tour of Slovenia. It's a GC win for Giovanni Aliotti. It's first ever general classification win, if I recall correctly. Maybe he did win the Sibiu Tour in the past. I don't know if he won the general classification there. But still, yeah, nice performance from the lad. I saw his decisive attack in the downhill, where he took the leader jersey and he didn't give it away anymore. Then you have the second, Pello Bilbao from Bahrain Victorious, and the third, on the last podium spot, Giulio Pellizzari from VF Group Bardiani CSF Faizan. Let's start off with Pellizzari. A young Italian. I expected a lot from him in the Giro already. Maybe I expected a bit too much for such a young guy. But yeah, Bardiani has gold in their hands, and it's a matter of time before he's gone.
Yeah, everyone's going to be sleeping around him. Let's be honest, aren't they? His performance in the Slovenia race was impressive as well, for such a young guy with the load that he's been through already as well. It's nice.
Let's look at the future. Which team should suit him? And don't think about money, because we all know UAE is gonna pay the most money. But who?
INEOS. INEOS. I'd say he'd do well at INEOS, I think, because you can build around him, I think, as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bora is too oversaturated. Quick Step is obviously Remco or nothing, isn't it? UAE, too many people. But yeah, I'd say INEOS is, or Bahrain. Bahrain would not be a bad shout.
Lidl-Trek?
That could work well with Ciccone and Skjelmose, and that won't be bad as well. But Bora is too oversaturated with too many riders, I think, of the similar style.
I agree. To end this episode, there was an emotional stage win for Pello Bilbao as well, during the Tour of Slovenia. After the tragic loss of Mäder this time, last year. It's still so unreal to realize what happened, and we will never forget him. I think the peloton never forgets him. They and we, when we were on the bike, are still riding for him. So rest in peace, and we all think about you, Gino. That's a wrap for today's Domestique Cycling Podcast. A big thank you to our audience for tuning in. If you enjoyed the episode, consider supporting us on Ko-Fi, and if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you next time. See you later.
Adios.
I've got the spores, the sickness, there's the twins in my brain.